I'm here with Greg at the Smart Computer Store, and we've got an exclusive first look at Cooler Master's new Mini Tower N200. Brand new. First ever glance. Must make us special.
Makes you special.
Greg, I have to scold you, man. I gotta scold you. You're opening it from the top.
Yeah?
I always open it from the bottom, that way you leave the original seal on top.
Are you planning to return it to someone, or, you know?
That's just the old habit.
That's an old habit that started with LCD monitors, where they wouldn't allow you to return it unless it had 8 dead pixels or more, and you just go, well, isn't 2 bad enough? I mean, cut me some slack. So you open it from the bottom so you could return it. Wow.
Wow, look at that white styrofoam. Have you ever seen white styrofoam like that before?
No, never.
I know, it is new, isn't it?
It still works, that's the thing. Uh-oh.
NASA engineered. Alright, what we got going on here? We got a big old
top blowhole fan. If I can figure this plastic out. Is that why you open it from the bottom? So you don't have troubles with the plastic?
the bulgy side panel.
Well, that's, yeah, both sides.
120.
And obviously 120, 140 with a filter. On the back. Another 120. There's a 92. It's a 120. I think you could put a 92 or an 80 in there. Which kind of is dumb because they could have gone all the way out to the 120.
Is that a 120? Boy, that looks small.
Screwed to the 120, but the holes are so far in.
Oh,
normally
yeah.
they'd be out to there.
Yep, right there.
So you can. Yeah. So if you put a 92 in here, it wouldn't, you know, actually have a problem sealing the hole.
4 PCI slots. Wow, they didn't put the rubber grommets in there. They just left that. That's fine with me.
Oh yeah, how many people actually do external liquid cooling? On the bottom you get a filter. Looks like your power supply can go either way, or upside or right side. Fairly tall feet, so you can have a good intake. Now the front. The candy. It's only 1.5.
It's interesting, that perforation I've never seen before. It's like the tiny little oval slots.
It's almost like a pattern with a filter behind it type. You know, that would be your filter. It would be, you know.
3.5 inch drive bay. Would
know.
you have preferred 2 5 1/4s or
no?
No.
Nobody ever uses 5 1/4s for more
But
than
3.5 inch. Why? Why bother?
Memory card reader. I don't know. He's somewhat universal. You can't.
Is that metal or is that plastic?
It's like plastic. Recessed.
It has a 1970s decor about it, like the old IBM. That's just. Is that good or bad?
I don't know. So.
Finish is nice, powder coat. I've never seen these little plugs before.
I think that's to hold the filter in because there's no fan there right now. So if you put a fan in, it would hold the filter in place. So it really only comes with, oh no, there's a 120 in the front. It's,
this is supposed to fit a 240 radiator in the front of it.
yeah, it's got 2 spots for 120. Very perforated.
Yeah, nice and big,
And
like
look.
1/4 inch.
Very adjustable too. They slotted the bottom two and the ones above that and just locked the top ones in place, and that was it.
One 3.0, 2.0.
I'm gonna put it down. See how much room there is for wires. Have to have good wire management.
If you notice, when you own your own business, you can be barefoot as much as you like.
We certainly can't walk around your shop barefoot.
No, no.
Metal in your feet.
Shrapnel.
Oh my god. It's not a great amount for wiring, but down here it's open enough and you have enough ties to tie a lot of your wires in the lower area.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
And then you have the rubber grommet mounts for SSDs, and they can mount on the side of the panel there.
Yep, for 2 of them. I like it.
Out of the way.
It's a smart design.
Yeah, keep all your big 3.5-inch data drives down there and put your SSDs up out of the way.
Everything, this cage is pop riveted in. That's always something I like to look at and see. Oh, there's screws here, but there's a screw there.
What do you say? You got about a 1/4 inch, an extra 1/4 inch in the bump out for your wiring.
I call it the bulge.
The bulge. And you can see from here you got another about 1/2 inch down there.
Oh, here. Here you go. Inch.
Yeah, so you have a 1/2 inch there. Add the 1/4. You got 3/4 inch to hide your wiring. Plus this lower area down here. I mean that's a lot of room in there behind the power supply and the drives. So in a tight situation, you still have a lot of room.
It's a nice little. Hey, measure the overall dimensions on it, Greg.
Well, if you put the front back on, you're going to be at 17 inches deep, 7.5 inches wide. It's going to be 8 inches total with the 1/4 inch bump out on each side. And then with the tall feet on there, you're at 15 inches. So it's still a very small case. And what are the feet? The feet, they almost add 3/4 of an inch. That'll keep the intake for your power supply good and fresh aired. Look where the holes are for a 120. They're moved away from the board.
Yeah, offset, so you've got room.
Yeah, the 140s go where with room for the board, but the 120 moves away enough where you could almost put a radiator up there.
Yeah, that was
Or
clever.
a self-contained, like an H80 or, whatever it would be, Cooler 920 or whatever. You would actually have room.
You'll notice here it's more towards the left panel.
Yeah.
Yep. It's good to see more companies doing that.
Sure. I guess my only peeve is that I wish they had actually made this all 120.
I know, it's like, what's the point?
It's like that MSI case that has an 80 mil fan, but they have mounts for a 120. Well, you're going to suck 80 mil worth of air through a 120? And it's already got a 120. Why bother punching it for 80 and a 92?
Yeah, it already comes
included
with the biggest fan you could put
Yeah.
in there, and then why?
So-
Yeah, I'm gonna put an 80 in there.
Yeah, my fan failed, so I'm going to
I
replace it
want
with this.
more noise and move less air. That's the way I want it in my system.
Like I say, it's a 1,000 RPM fan. Most case fans are too loud. The Cooler Masters are just right, though they're not ball bearing. But they do seem to last quite a long time, longer than most sleeve bearing fans, and they're not vertical. A blowhole fan has so much weight pushing down on it, it has to be a bearing fan, a ball bearing fan. And both these 120 mil fans are 3-pin with Molex adapters. So you can run them straight to the board if you want, or a fan controller, or you can run them to a Molex, which nobody really does anymore. So the filter doesn't come out of this.
I noticed that's a pretty common of
You
Cooler
could
Masters.
still take it and blow it off.
Yeah. Got a 1/2 inch gap
But when you get to the down
behind
here,
the motherboard and between the panel for tucking away wires. Do you like to do good cable management, Derek? I mean, are you the type?
I didn't before I met him.
Okay. Did it look like a bird's nest before?
It looked like a bunch of smushed wires on it.
Yeah, kind of like a bird's nest, messy. Yeah.
that's
Not factory done though, where they
No.
drape it everywhere.
So you've learned to take some pride in your cable management.
It's rubbed off. It's rubbed off from Greg on the beat.
Great.
Yes.
Yes. In the accessory bag, you got the little BIOS speaker and grommets for mounting the SSDs, standoffs, extra thumb screws, and some cable management ties.
No, it's okay.
Look, it has
It's
mounts
not
for
horrible.
SSDs, O-ring mounts
No,
for
it's
SSDs.
not horrible. It's
got-
okay.
What makes it okay?
Well, instead of having a case like this where you have all these weird designs
Gaudy.
in it and stuff.
Like this, you mean like this one?
You said it,
Yeah,
it's clean looking.
It's like
clean
it's
looking.
like a screen and then just this for the
It's
aisle ports.
minimalistic styling.
yeah.
Yeah. Clean.
There's no special design to
It's
it.
kind of timeless in a way. It reminds me
Yeah.
of an old IBM desktop.
No, I don't know about that, but
So if I buy 2 of these, I can put the vented side covers on one and get rid of it and keep the solid one for me because I hate
You know
holes
what I
in the
see
side
here,
panel.
Greg? Is I see a window for lots of people. I mean,
Ooh, yeah.
well, a window of opportunity. That's what I see for
Well,
kids to make
oh.
windows, make some money for people.
So take this side and put a window in and get rid of this.
Yeah, get rid
So
of
your
that.
solid side. Yeah, there we go. I like that. If it were on the wrong side, though, where would it be?
Don't you like cool stuff, Derek? Don't you like to make your system look cool, be individualistic, kind of like your car? What did you drive? Do you have
a piece of crap.
a piece of crap? But do you know what I mean?
I got for $1 from my parents. Okay.
That's a pretty good deal.
POS.
Yeah, but I've had to put in about $500 in it already.
But can you appreciate a nice looking computer though?
Yeah.
Or do
mine.
you like to hide it where no one sees it?
No, mine. I have mine.
He likes his CM692.
This is what you say is a replacement for
I
the
believe
Elite
so.
series,
Yeah.
and I would go with that.
They have to move ahead.
The N200 is a little bit wider.
Because of the bump outs or total?
Total. You can tell.
7 inches. Yeah, just ½ inch. And the height difference is mostly from the feet. This one has virtually no feet because the power supply's in the top. Whereas this one, you put the power supply upside down, you need that intake. So you have at least 3/4 of an inch difference just under there. Still, you know, great fit and finish. They're
Lengthwise, what's the difference?
the same.
Same.
You know, 17 inches.
And what is the retail on a? What was the retail on an Elite 343?
$40.
$40.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'd say Derek around 60 to 70 bucks retail is what we would expect for
50
this.
to 60, yeah, because it's more of an enthusiast case than the Elite. The Elite is a really nice looking standard case. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of the new modern features for
Right.
modding.
They're really aiming at the all-in-one cooling market with this. Having the ability to put a 240 radiator in the front.
the bump outs in the side.
But we've got
for wire
more storage
management.
space in the older one here.
But these days you're putting an SSD in, and having a slot for an SSD would be far better. You hardly need any 3.5 inch drive.
Is this the system that you're selling for 600 bucks?
6 1/4? Yeah.
600.
Yeah, so nice system. 6 core, 8 gigs of RAM, 64 gig SSD, 1 terabyte data drive, GTX 550 Ti video card,
It is shorter.
550 watt power supply.
So you can move the cage to make some space for the radiator up front.
Yes.
Move it back
Yes.
about an inch.
Yeah.
So you can put even a thicker radiator than an H100.
Yeah, probably. And like I said, the feet are actually plastic, but they have rubber tips on them, so they won't slide.
This is the only thing I kind of don't like. I mean, I know it's in there real well, but I mean, what if you set it down and you're like, pull it? If you sit on your desk and you pull it and you just happen to have something under there, you know, pull it off.
Please.
Yeah, I wouldn't let it bother you too much. But I can
Then again, it's
understand
not
your
my
point,
case,
though.
so.
I would love to see Derek put on some safety glasses and get a jigsaw in his hand and do some real modding.
I don't mod.
I'd do. I'd start and I'd be putting a blowhole in and I'd get it almost done, and then something shiny would come along. Oh, an FX 8350. Oh, Oh.
It's much easier to just put that in a motherboard than make your blowhole
It makes
for the
less
top.
of a mess.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I walk around
Yep.
barefoot. Could you imagine if I
Right.
had metal debris
Exactly.
all over?
And you would definitely have to remove your system before you tried cutting this top panel because of all the
way.
metal.
Wait. No, you actually wouldn't have to, unless you could just unscrew this.
You just
and
get
then
your
pop off.
140 mil hole cut fan and you just right through the top, and there you got a blowhole. You get an MNPC Tech grill on the top with handles on both ends, so you can lift it,
Yeah.
and there you go.
Yep. Easy to move around.
And here's the
How about
same
some
exact
feet?
thing.
Raise that up, better airflow.
Yeah.
Although we don't have to worry about it on this model because there's nothing drawing air up from the floor.
See the
So
same thing. It's punched for
yeah.
80 and 92.
And you don't even have an exhaust fan in this one, but you just rely on the power supply to draw the air out.
And the big 120 in the front. Yeah. It doesn't create a lot of heat.
No.
It's only a 95
Nice little
watt
system.
six-door. Yeah, it's a 1045T, so it only produces 95 watts. Per uses 95 watts. See, now this one actually came with these.
Oh, that's what's missing. That's
Yeah, I wonder if they're the same or
how
universal.
much do you think they actually saved? What,
Pennies?
25 cents?
No,
Maybe?
no.
Not even. Not even 25 cents.
10.
10 cents? You're serious? You think
For-
10 cents?
A factory making hundreds of thousands of these? There you go.
6 cents.
So they just dropped that out.
How about-
Unless for some reason the sample I got from Cooler Master just didn't have them in it
Yet.
because it's not available in retail stores yet.
Didn't they tell you there's always going to be a catch to everything they sell you? Or send you?
They're $4.99 at the store.
Are they?
No. That would be
You
a
have to
good-
buy them. That's where they make their profit, right?
Well, have you played PlanetSide 2? You can play PlanetSide 2 free all you want, but if you want to put models on your people, it's an extra
Or
$2.99.
upgrade your guns and
or
stuff.
Sim Raceway, if you want that, you know, Audi TT or R8 or whatever, that's an extra $1.99. That's how
Right.
they make their money.
Right.
That's their model.
That is the new model today, isn't it?
Give it away free, and then, you know, make you buy the extras.
Well, I think that the N200 is definitely going to have a big fan base
Yes.
for what it does in the space
I-
that is so compact, yet it's pretty well designed in how they laid out everything in here. And I like the fact that you can move the storage drive tray over, or you can remove it altogether.
Yeah. If you're going to run an SSD and one data drive, you can put the SSD anywhere, and you put the one data drive in here in your 3 1/4 slot or 3 1/2 slot, and you would need anything down there. So you have just airflow.
Yeah.
That's because otherwise, why would you put it sideways in there like that?
No.
That's, you know.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't kind of like, because if you're going to have a fan down there and you do, some weird reason does have data drives in here and they do get hot for some weird reason, they can't go over it. Go
Okay.
over it.
Well, let's just measure the bolt holes and see if it can't be turned. No, can't be turned. You drill new holes and turn it. At least it's mountable with screws. You could just take the whole bay, turn it, put 4 screws in, and do anything you want with it. Then it would blow right through it.
But you know what I mean, though.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we know what
You stop the airflow with the cage. That's why the Striker has the cage that you can turn. It's modular. You can put it facing the side or facing the back. 3 1/2 up in that 3 1/2 slot in your SSD. It's got 2 O-ringed SSD slots.
Perfect spot right here.
Yeah, I know. We thought of that, and we figured you're gonna pack all that extra wiring back there. Because it only leaves you a 1/2 inch even with the bump out.
Oh,
But of course it's a micro ATX case, But with those O-rings SSD mounts, why not? You can put 2 SSDs there and a 3 1/2 and get rid of that bay altogether.
Jesse, would you put a system in this, do you think? What do you think you would do with this?
thinking of putting one in. Next up is Micro Center. Gotta.
Would you like
Next
to-
stop is Micro Center?
You could just borrow the innards of that one and swap it from that
Nice.
one.
No, Jesse's
built
gonna
one for
get
my
some
wife,
sexy
so-
hardware.
Oh,
I built one for my wife, so I picked up a processor. So the guy said i5. 3570. He goes, hey, if you change your mind, if you want a motherboard for $40 off, just come on in anytime. So
Screw removable or
screws, because if you think about it, if you put a 280 rad, you need that space up front
do you?
for the.
See, and I was thinking that you would put your 3.5-inch 1 terabyte data drive in there and then get rid of that altogether. Because that bottom bay is annoying. Even though you can move it back and
Yeah.
fit your radiator.
No, I mean,
then
that's
your,
what-
your fan is still blowing against the side
Yep.
of this.
Yeah, I would still. I mean, yeah, if you remove it, you can use the space for a pump.
Velcro your SSD
You
in the
know.
bottom, or
Use that for your SSDs or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the idea of this being an SSD spot, although I wish they had thought of that. I mean,
Yes.
but they don't
Yeah.
need it because they got O-ring spots for on the back there.
yeah, I
That you're not going to use, and they moved the radiator over just enough to be able to fit that stuff back there.
Right, but it's
That
like
one and the front one.
if you have a space already there, four holes. We can put one. We can put them in
See
yourself.
that they could have put 4 holes in the bottom
Yeah.
of the case and put it underneath your drives too. Where you,
That's true too.
you know,
What do we not like about the N200? Derek, I know that it's just not your style. You like a bigger mid-tower case, but
It looks aluminum, but it's not.
that's kind of common though. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
but
it's
still.
personally, I just can't see the reason for having a hole in the side.
For something
You
with this much
have airflow coming in here and going out there, top and back. So you got air coming here going, shoo. And then your power supply's on its own if it's facing the way it's supposed to be. Do you really need that for your video card cooling? No.
I think it's that marketing thing again, though.
Yeah.
The belief of you're getting more options.
It would look better clean without it.
I think your observation that I agree with the most, my only nitpick, is the fact that there's a 120 millimeter fan in the back,
With a
yet
92 grill.
a good portion of it is blocked off. And why, when you're going to include a 120 millimeter fan with it, why not make a grill that takes advantage of that?
But the only
One
reason
USB 3. You could have done 2. I said could have.
yes,
$49. Not gonna complain too much.
no, at least it has it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to go out the back out of a liquid cooling port and plug into the back of the board. That's how
Isn't that what those are for?
the texture of the front looks great, but when you put your optical drive in there and
Yeah.
your memory card reader, it's going to look like crap
Yeah.
because they're going to be black satin smooth.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do about your optical drive for this spot
Yeah,
right
that's
there?
just gonna look weird.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're going to glue that on the front tray so it comes open.
They should have done the little. Would have been
Or
nice
faded
too.
it away before it got to the top or something. I mean, that was my biggest pet peeve of the, not the Scout, but the one I just did for my brother, the
Oh.
Striker,
Striker.
Oh.
is that all of the things are kind of, is that convex or convex?
Oh.
And then they're out, so when you put your drive
It's just
in,
black.
but it's way back. And,
It's like a PD
and then the
Cruiser.
top comes back out, so it looks dumb.
This isn't flush.
You want it to be flush all the way up. You don't like the fact that it's recessed a little
Yeah.
I don't see a reason for it, truthfully.
What, the recess?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
bit. Doesn't that help reinforce the panel, though?
It does add strength to it,
yeah.
yes.
But still, it doesn't.
You
It looks
could've
more
put-
like it was punched in there.
You could have bought an 1/8 inch of space inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that, though.
If they'd cut it a little smaller, you could put it on the outside so that it would have covered that gap.
I mean, when it's recessed like that, it looks more like it should be on the side of the case. I don't know, that's just me.
Sure.
We all have opinions.
Yeah. Okay. Well, N200, I'd say that it's got a future of success in sales. for a long time. A lot more people are going to micro ATX and ITX systems now. A lot of your customers, Greg, are getting micro ATX systems. So
That's
it's
right.
one of your bread and butter systems you sell.
It's, yeah. If the price is right.
It offers a lot for the size.
Yes.
I'd say it's worth the money, especially if you're looking at getting an all-in-one cooler, a 240 radiator, mounts in the front, and you've got option for 120 or 140 in the top. It comes with 2 cooling fans already, 2 120s, and there's some nice little options, cable management too for its size.
Sure.
And Greg says if the price is right, he's willing to graduate from
Elite 343.
and move into an N200 for his customer
It
builds.
has $15 to $20 in fans in it if you look at the big picture.
Don't tell them that.
Don't increase the price.
So there you have it, the N200. I want to thank Cooler Master for sending the sample over and letting us look at it, getting real world opinions about it. What could be better than that? So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.